Hey there, it's Janice. Hope you're having a great day. I just want to talk today about something that happened a couple of weeks ago. I found these in my cupboard. And the reason they were there, without me knowing, was because years ago when I was on my health journey, I asked my husband to hide anything like this that came into the house. You see, he can eat a few of these at a time. And back then, I couldn't. If the bag was open, it was gone. That was me. And it was just not just chips. It was cheesecake, biscuits, whatever kind of sweets were in the house. And I love to bake, so there was often a lot of sweets around. So years ago, before I understood what was going on and why I was overeating, I had no control about this. And now, as I've learned, I can control it. So a couple of weeks ago when I found the chips, I just left them there. And now they're almost gone. And that's just fine. I didn't have any. Not to say that I wouldn't, but when I do, I choose when I'm going to have them. And I don't have to eat the whole bag anymore. So when I started my weight loss journey, when I realized why I was overeating, what was causing me to overeat, I was able to change my relationship with food. And we hear that term a lot. What exactly does that mean? Change our relationship with food. So it means that we understand the reason that we're making the choices that we do. And it means that we can also start to look at food as fuel for the body to give us a healthy body. And we understand what foods don't do that, what foods we need to eat more of because they do, and what foods we need to eat less of because they don't serve us. So along that path, I've been able to reach my ideal weight and keep it off long term. It's been years since I've been able to do that. And as I tweak my diet, I've been able to get to that point where I can have a few of these every once in a while. It's whatever a person wants to do and whatever goals they have. There's the 80-20 rule that some people like to abide by, and that is, eating healthy 80% of the time and eating maybe the treats 20% of the time. The trick is to know what your triggers are and to learn what can work for you and what won't. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. So the challenge is to, first of all, understand why we have the food addictions that we do, why we're eating like we are that isn't serving us, and then address those. That's when we'll be able to deal with excess weight or poor health. So I just wanted to mention today that I'm doing a free masterclass coming up April 25th. It's called Be Your Best Self. And I'd love for you to join me. Like I said, it's free. And it's about learning some actionable steps you can take in order to get past the addictions with food that we have. And learn exactly what it is that you have to do in order to make that happen. One thing about food is I see it as something that controlled me, and now I control it. I met a man years ago on a cruise, and we were going sightseeing, and we were waiting in line to go down a deep cave to look at some special artifacts. And when I realized the narrow pathway we were going to have to go through, I said to my husband, I can't do this. And this man overheard me, and he looked at me and said, Janice, don't let the fear control you. You control the fear. And so I thought about that, and I thought, yeah, I'm in control. I'm going to do this. And it's the same with food addiction or any type of addiction. We are in control. We can make the choice. And then once we realize where those habits come from, we can work towards changing them. And in my case, changing my relationship with food and understanding that it's fuel and that it matters in how I'm going to move forward and be well. So again, if this resonates with you, please join me for Be Your Best Self, my free masterclass coming up on April 25th. I hope you'll join me and we'll talk about strategies that you can take to help get to the point where you can control your food and be healthier. Bye for now.